In the loud, chaotic world of Lookism Jay Hong Jay is the silent storm. While characters like Vasco break wars with brute force and Zackley hides behind an iron guard, Jay operates on a completely different frequency. He doesn't block, he flows. Taught by Sophia Alexander, his style is rooted in the Russian military martial art designed for absolute efficiency, weapon integration, and survival under extreme stress. To decode Jay's style in the real world and break it down into a compelling narrative, you have to look past the silence and examine the biomechanics of relaxation. This is the real-life combat guide, structured to highlight the stark contrast between tension and lethal fluidity. 1. The engine of silence bursts breathing. The most unsettling thing about Jay is that he never looks tired or panicked. In real-world combat, adrenaline causes people to hold their breath, which locks the muscles and drains stamina. Systema counters this with a specific breathing engine. The mechanic, Systema, relies on continuous burst breathing. You inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth in short, sharp bursts like a steam engine synchronized with every movement, strike, or impact. The application: if you get hit, you exhale sharply. If you strike, you exhale sharply. This prevents the diaphragm from freezing, keeps the blood fully oxygenated, and suppresses the body's natural flinch response. This is why Jay looks so eerily calm while fighting multiple opponents. 2. The ballistic whip, striking without tension. A traditional boxer tenses their arm to create a rigid battering ram. A Systema practitioner like Jay treats their arm like a wet towel with a rock tied to the end. The physics: tension acts as a brake. By keeping the shoulder, bicep, and forearm completely relaxed during the swing, the limb travels significantly faster. The impact: the fist only clenches at the exact millisecond of impact. Because the arm is loose, the kinetic energy doesn't bounce back into the striker. It penetrates deeply into the target, creating a heavy, shocking thud that damages internal organs rather than just bruising skin. The drill: drop striking. Stand relaxed and simply let your body weight drop into a heavy bag, throwing your arm out without using your shoulder muscles to push it. 3. Water defense, force absorption. Jay rarely uses a rigid block. If you put a hard bone in the way of a heavy strike, something breaks. Instead, Systema teaches you to swallow the force. The concept: when a punch connects with your chest or shoulder, you do not stiffen. You instantly collapse that specific part of your body inward while rotating away from the strike's trajectory. The reality: by moving with a punch, you extend the time of the impact, which drastically reduces the peak force. You are turning a catastrophic car crash into a gentle deceleration. You absorb their momentum and use it to roll into your next counterattack without breaking your flow. 4. Environmental fluidity, the weaponized state. Jay Hong is famous for seamlessly integrating weapons into his flow, most notably motorcycle helmets and metal pipes. This crosses over into Eskrima principles, which Systema highly encourages. The philosophy: in Systema, there is no difference between empty-hand combat and weapon combat. A weapon is simply an extension of the body's natural biomechanics. The execution: if Jay has a helmet, he doesn't just swing it like a club. He uses it as a shield to close the distance, a weight to drag down the opponent's posture, and a bludgeon. Real-world weapon defense training requires this exact level of spatial awareness, using jackets, bags, or whatever is in your hands to blind, trap, or strike without pausing to get into a stance. Mastering the Jay Hong methodology means killing your ego. You stop trying to be the hardest object in the room and become the most adaptable. You trade rigid power for devastating fluidity, staying perfectly silent while dismantling the threat.